Hello everybody and welcome to VFR. Today we are here on the ground in Miami, Florida. We're going to be taking a trip down into Mexico to visit Cancun International Airport here in our HJet. Should be about a 2-hour flight in block time, and we are going to be on VATSIM tonight. So we have Miami ground online, so that should be fun. So yeah, I'm just typing in the flight plan. Did have a little bit of a crash, not after I loaded in, before I loaded in, but the second time after I realized I forgot the livery. And then MUHA. We'll push to, we can make it 0025 if we are expedient. Time and rate 2 hours and 5 minutes. We'll be cruising at 270 knots. And I do have a sim brief flight plan here. But let's just go ahead and get everything fired up. So thank you all for coming along. Hope you all are doing well. Yes, let's import the flight from sim brief. Maybe not. Did I generate it? Huh, I guess I didn't generate it. So Miami, well, I gotta redo the flight plan, but MMU, Mike, Uniform November, and we are flying outside the United States today. Not something I do a ton, especially on VATSIM and VATSIM related stuff. So today, for our flight sim, or for our call sim, we're gonna be .com 1818. Delta Charlie Mike 1818. Service to Cancun in our Hondajet. So I hope you all are doing well tonight and having some good flying. It looks like we've got some clouds here in Miami that we'll be dealing with. Why didn't that work? And then my Hondajet, we'll use 10 Golf. All right, flight plan. I must be just kind of out of it. I got the wrong button. But this should be a good, fun flight, and we are on the VATSIM network. Let's fly it. We've got that. Let's import our flight from SimBrief, and now we've got it. So let's hop into a have control setup. Not yet. HJet is here. All right. So now we are good. Let's get some of this stuff away. Battery and external power can come on here. We are at the General Aviation and the Signature FBO here in Miami. We'll let them keep everything level and bring that in. And from what I saw, we have an American out there. We've got some stuff going on here. That should be good fun. But it is a little bit of a busy-ish night. Maybe not. I don't know if there's anyone else on the ground. 10 departures, 16 arrivals for Miami tonight. That does seem like a lot of departures for a just kind of random Wednesday. Well, we can start tuning our radios. 122.8 is going to be Unicom, which is where we're going after ground. And we can find the ground frequency. Oh, I started that whole thing by doing, trying to figure out what my flight, my altitude was going to be. I think it was flight level 400. East is odd, west is even odder, so we should take 3. I'll take 3.6 just to be a little bit. We're not going that far. Or my V-pilot. Flight plan says 36,000. So just working on the paperwork here. ECM.com. And we are in the FX HJet. It's a little bit of a slow start, but that's all right. We're getting there. Flight plan is now filed, and Miami ground's moving 121.8. We can also tune in the ATIS, Miami ATIS 135.0.
Departing runways, runway 10 left and 10 right. Simultaneous operations are being conducted on parallel runways. Notices to air missions. Attention all aircraft. Hazardous weather information available from ATC. CPDLC service available. Aircraft taxi with transponders on.
So we are .com.
Shoreline traffic. Numerous birds in the vicinity of the
1818.
airport. Re-ed back all runway, hold short instructions.
Miami to Cancun.
Contact. Advise on initial contact. You have information Delta.
We have information Delta. I'm going to start plugging in the flight plan while we listen.
Hollywood International Airport 8 is information.
Oh, that's Fort Lauderdale. I'm on the wrong frequency. Whoops.
1050 at 8.
We're at departure, so 133675.
2300.
Advise on initial contact. You have information Whiskey.
Whiskey is going to be the answer.
Miami International Airport 8 is information Whiskey 2353 Zulu. 1060 at 11. Visibility 10. 3,800 scattered. Ceiling 7,000 broken. 20,000 overcast. Temperature 27. 2.19er. Altimeter 3004. Approaches are being conducted to parallel converging and INTX runways. Arrivals expect ILS
and then
runway 8
Yankee
right.
160.
ILS runway 9er.
Yankee 196 to Kanoa.
Area navigation or GPS approach runway 8 left. Aircraft landing runway 9er or runway 12 can X to hold short. LTA runway 12 to hold short of runway 9er is 810.
And then we're looking for UB 879.
LTA runway 9er to hold short of runway 12 is 9er
to NOSAT.
EROFT period. If UNA to hold short NTFY approach on initial contact or
and that's
ASAP.
it.
Departing runways 8 left, 8 right, 9er, 12. Notices to air missions. Numerous cranes vicinity airport. Check current no time. Operate trans-west mode C on taxiways and runways. Bird activity.
So for this, we'll take 8 left.
Hazardous weather information.
And we're looking for the Gladys
available from
2.
ATC.
The lulls.
All aircraft read back all hold short instructions and assigned altitude. Command error in phone.
And then arrivals.
Advise on initial contact. You have information Whiskey. Miami International Airport 8 is information Whiskey 235.
On the NOSAT 1 Bravo.
1060 at 11. Visibility 10. 3,800 scattered. Ceiling 7,000 broken.
For 12 right is what they're giving us.
Overcast. Temperature 27. 2.19er. Altimeter 3004. Approaches are being conducted to parallel converging and INTX runways.
Okay, so we got a flight plan in here.
Arrivals expect ILS runway 8 right. ILS runway 9er.
So we get the little...
ILS runway 12. Area navigation or GPS.
I missed the weather too.
8 left. Aircraft landing runway 9er or runway 12.
But that is all right. 12 and
to hold short. LTA runway 12 to hold short of runway 9er is 810 VEROFT period. LTA runway 9er to hold short of runway 12 is 9er75 VEROFT period. If UNA to hold short NTFY approach on initial contact or ASAP. Departing runways 8 left, 8 right, 9er, 12. Notices to air missions. Numerous cranes vicinity airport. Check current no time. Operate trans-west mode C on taxiways and runways. Bird activity vicinity airport. Hazardous weather information for MEA area available from ATC. All aircraft read back all hold short instructions and assigned altitude. Command error in phoneme. Advise on initial contact. You have information whiskey.
So thank you all for coming along. We're just getting set up here in Miami.
Miami International Airport 8 is information whiskey.
Last time I promised. Wasn't listening to the weather.
1060 at 11. Visibility 10. 3,800 scattered. Ceiling 7,000 broken. 20,000 overcast. Temperature 27. 2.19er. Altimeter 3004. Approaches are being...
Okay. Finally got it. Altimeter 3004, let's put that in. 3004. And I got 2 checklists too. Alright. So we did our pre-flight initialization. That's all good. Weight and fuel. I do need to set that up in the set that up in our load here. So sim options, we're gonna rock with 3 passengers. And what does SimBrief tell me for fuel? You gotta double check them on planes like this, but it gives us a block fuel of approximately 2450 pounds. So 2500 should be good enough for us. And we're going to go ahead and close the cargo doors. We've got the GPU. We are going to run E2 mode today. And then weight and fuel, we will sync all that from the sim. But we've got 3 passengers, 0 cargo. And then fuel on board like that, 374 gallons. And then we have our fuel reserves of 20 gallons with no holding time. So say we held for 20 minutes. It's not really giving me anything, is it? I haven't really figured out this page yet. Because these should be filled in too. The estimated landing weight and stuff. But maybe I'm missing something upstream. And then our speed bugs. Let's turn them all on. And we'll get them from the sim and turn them all on. Alright, so that's good. Let's see. You go to press these buttons, and then it's the always the opposite of what the ATC button is. So I'm afraid I'm going to hit push to talk. Battery is on. Is that not right? It's my favorite part. Why is my checklist button not working? That's weird. Let me reset this real quick. Stand by. Little control, so we're not. It's not getting the Bravo either. Interesting. I would kind of expect it to come up here. So let's reload Axis and Nose real quick. See if we can't get anything. Here we go. I heard something click. We got flaps. There it is. Okay, cool. Battery. Yep, there it is. On. Oxygen. On and normal. Pressurization is normal. On normal. ELT is normal. Nose wheel steering is normal. Landing gear is in the down position. It's down on our hardware too. The gear release handle is stowed fully in. Parking brake is set and pulled out. Flaps are up. Thrust levers are in the cutoff position. Speed brake is, and I'm on before start too. Speed brake is retracted. Ice protection is norm and off on engine anti-ice. We'll see as we climb up, but it's 27 on the ground here, so we should need it. Fuel panel is all normal. Trim panel is set, checked, and normal. Windshield heat panel is normal. The pneumatic panel is normal. Glare shield panel is dark. I don't see anything up there. Chime was normal, and we've done our avionics initialization. Okay, so let's get up here, and we can call for clearance from Miami ground. Let's give them a call. Today we are .com 1818. Let me verify that that's right here. .com 1818, requesting IFR clearance to take Cancun with whiskey. Eddie, welcome aboard. What's your question? Fire away. I'm going to we'll ask for clearance and then we'll get right to it. Miami ground, good evening. .com 1818, requesting IFR clearance to Cancun. We have whiskey.
.com 1818, Miami ground, hello. Clear to the Cancun Airport by the GLADS 2 departure, Lulz transition that has filed. Maintain 5,000. Expect flight level 36010 minutes after departure. Departure's offline, squawk 7473.
Alright, we are cleared to Cancun, GLADS 2 departure, Lulz transition that is filed. Climb maintain 5,000 on departure, expecting 36010 minutes after departure's offline, squawk 7473. .com 1818.
.com 1818, read back correct. Push and start at pass discretion. Expect runway 8 right for departure and advisory for taxi.
Roger, we'll call for taxi. .com 1818. Eddie, GTN 750 for the Milviz. Which one? There are a couple different versions. There's the PMS GTN 750, which has a free version. And then there's another one, the TDI. So there are a couple different ones. Either way, it should be available. It should really just be plug and play. You install either of those GTN 750s into your community folder, and once that's installed, you load up in the Milviz 310, and it should be an option for you on the EFB. And if it's not, something's gone wrong. And I would try deleting the avionics package and then restarting. So we are just about ready for taxi. Let's do the free one. Okay. So yeah, that's what I would try. I have had a little bit of trouble with it lately. I haven't tried it in a couple weeks, but I would try a fresh reinstall, delete it out of the community folder, then reinstall it in the community folder, and make sure that the 310 is also up to date. All right, so let's do a passenger briefing real quick. If I click us over to the Navigraph. We are here in Miami. We've been given 8 right for departure, which means we got to cross 8 left. And I'll change that in here too. We got to change that in the flight plan because our departure is 8 left.
Spirit Wings 229 requesting out for clearance.
We'll take 8 right and load that in. Not a huge difference. So 8 right, we're going to taxi here with the GA ramp with signature.
Spirit Wings 2.
We'll probably taxi Kilo 1 across 8 left. Holding short of that. GLADS 2 departure is what we got. This is Miami, so we're going off at 8 left, which means we got to do the big long right left, big long oval out here all the way over to live at technically at 5,000 feet. We'll see if they give us higher after that. Out to GLADS, and then we're in the air. En route, we're just following a couple of airways. We're basically going to fly directly over Key West, and then we're going to fly along the northern coast or the northwestern coast of Cuba, flying up Cuba across the Gulf, and then we'll get into our descent here into Cancun at NOSAT. The NOSAT arrival, we're basically coming in here, flight level 220 to 200. We will descend down to here, and it'll basically shoot us on the north side of the airport, and then we'll come in to land on whatever approach is appropriate for Cancun. And then at Cancun, we've got 2 runway choices, the 12s or the 30s on either side. Usually they depart off one, land on the other. But our FBO is going to be down here on the southeast side of the field. That's where we're going to be going. All right, so passenger briefing is completed. We can turn on seatbelt signs and all that jazz. Aircraft systems. We want to go to... I want internal. I want system controls. I want interior lights. Seatbelt signs on. No smoking lights on. We'll turn a little bit of cockpit light on just because it's kind of dark in here. And then we'll be fine. Okay. Rudder pedals adjusted. They appear to be working. See the seatbelts adjusted and secure. Doors are all closed. We'll do a quick walk around, make sure the external stuff is going. Park brake is set. Cast messages. We've got stuff telling us that our engines are not on, so that's accurate. Electrical volts. We have 29 volts right now. We're running off ground power. We need 23 minimum. We got that. Engine start. Let's get to it. We're going to start the right engine here, and we're going to do the very difficult procedure. Clicking the button. And here it comes. There's a website, Eddie. Let me look it up. I would Google PMS GTN 750. And here's the link, if it'll let me post it. I'm not sure how YouTube works with that. But that should get you to the one, and then you want to go to the free version, which is the one that you don't have to pay for, obviously. Engine start, that's one engine going. Let's do engine 2 now. And it is good when it works, definitely. Definitely a worthwhile thing, especially if you're flying on VATSIM or anything like that. It's just a lot more capable. Engines are at idle. Let's throw the hairdryer into gear. Engine instruments are looking good. Engine anti-ice. We'll leave it off for now. We'll see. We'll track the temperature as we climb, and we can disconnect external power. Coming down to sim options. We'll get rid of the GPU. And flight controls, just do a quick check. And we did check flaps and stuff available. Okay. Now, before taxi, wing anti-ice is as required. It's in normal right now. That's fine. We're going to leave engine anti-ice off for now. Transponder code needs to be entered. We are squawking 7473. And we will put on altitude reporting mode there. Flight ID, we are .com 1818. I don't have it actually programmed in here, but I got it on my in real world cockpit. Flight plan has been entered and verified. Nav source needs to be FMS. This one will get you if you're not paying attention. Altimeter set 3004. We'll set the standby to 3004. Flaps are going to takeoff / approach mode. Speed brake checked. And do I get extended on the speed brake, and the butt flaps are out. Cabin signs are as required, and then we will set the let the parking brake go. We do need to change our trims as well. So I need to bring this down to, or up a little bit to, it's in the green. We'll go a nice round number of 4. Parking brake released, and we will taxi on up to the apron. So we'll basically just turn around as we push and start ourselves. So turn around. We do have a Spirit, I think I heard on the frequency. Oops, excuse me, sir. No problem, Eddie. Thanks for coming along. All right, let's give a call to our gentleman on ground. I tune in departure 2122.8 on Unicom. MiamiGround.com 1818 at signature, ready to taxi.
.com 1818, runway 8 right, taxi via Zulu Kilo, altimeter 3003.
Roger, taxi to 8 right via Zulu Kilo, .com 1818.
And my apologies, that'll be Zulu Kilo, hold short of runway 8 left.
Roger that. Zulu Kilo, hold short of 8 left, .com 1818. I was going to say, that would put us short of 8 left. I would, was going to imply the 8 left, but you don't like to imply holding short at runways. It's not good. Brake check, that did stop us. Visual steering seems to be working. Flight instruments are checked. So we're doing a quick check. This is kind of a series, I've been calling it, I guess, Air Adventures here. But the idea is we're going to take private jets to cool places that you can go vacationing. And Cancun's one of those really, it's an interesting airport. I just picked up the scenery for it. And that's going to be a right for us here on Kilo, on Zulu Kilo. It's actually, no, because he didn't say Lima. Yeah, so I'm going to take it this way. There's some debate in my mind whether Zulu Kilo means... No, because we're getting on to Kilo with Zulu. That works. But Cancun's a fun one. It's just kind of out in the middle of the jungle. But then you've got this big old beach town right next to it. So it's an interesting approach. It's an interesting airport because you feel like it, even in real life, you feel like you're landing very much in the middle of the jungle. And it's kind of comparable almost to the Everglades, and like there's not a ton around it after that. We're gonna taxi on down to Kilo 1 here at the end here at Miami. Actually not too busy. I saw 10 departures. Got a little worried, but I think we're the only ones here now. So thank you all for coming along. If you're just joining us, we are here in our Hondajet. We are .com 1818 flying to Cancun as part of our first Air Adventures, flying to cool vacation-y spots in our private jets. All right, so before takeoff, flaps are in the takeoff position. Trims are set for takeoff with 4.0. We're in the green. Speed brake is retracted. CAS messages. We've got ECS temperature control is manual. That's okay. We'll manually control it. Navigation is set to FMS. And good. We do need to set up our flight directors. Yaw damper. And then we will also set up nav mode and our initial climb of 5,000 feet. Am I at... Let's just set up for 5,000 feet. And we'll do a flight level change. It should actually do all this for us, but we'll see. Are we at Kilo 1? We are. It should be. I'm looking forward to it. We got some weather here on the ground. Wind not too bad. Wind 060 at 11, but some clouds. I think they're going to hand us off to Unicom, but let's see. I have my charts up. Let's get ready to go before we say anything. We're at Kilo 1. We're good. All right. Let's give them a call. Ground.com 1818, short of 8 left at Kilo 1.
Oops, I'm sorry, I almost forgot about you. .com 1818. If you want to depart from 8 left, that's fine. And if you don't, then you can cross on Unicom 122.8. Have a wonderful night.
All right, we will cross over on 8 right and depart on Unicom 122.8. Have a good night. Thanks for the ATC. .com 1818. All right, 122.8. Len, let's make a call here. Miami traffic, .com 1818 HJet crossing runway 8 left. We're going to be departing on 8 right on the Gladys 2 out to the west, Miami. Okay, so flight guidance, takeoff landing is good. Takeoff briefing, we are going to be taking off here on runway 8 right, Gladys 2 departure, which means we get to do the little circle on departure. We're going to hold a fly heading 092. And then we'll let the autopilot take control from there. We got 8 right here. We got 8 right in the real world. And nav is an FMS. Anything, we're going to basically roll it onto the runway, and put throttles into the takeoff detent. Anything that we don't like before V1, we're going to abort the takeoff and put full brakes, speed brakes out, and come back to the FBO to troubleshoot anything above V1. And we're going to take our problems into the air. We will accelerate to V2, and then we will evaluate our options. V1 today is 110, rotating at 115, V2 120. Miami traffic, HJet.com 1818, taking runway 8 right, departing out to the west, Gladys to Miami. So let's get rid of that, and let's go just full map here, just so we have some better. Throttle forward, MCT, that's takeoff there. We're rolling, airspeed alive. 70 knots. That's 110. V1. V2. Or V rotate. V2 is, we've got V2. And away we go. Pause brake, gear up. And then flaps will come up. I think it's 160. Leave that off for now. We will engage the autopilot. We will engage nav mode. And we'll engage a flight level change at 200 knots. Coming back to MCT. We are also in manual, but we can turn it on FMS, and actually that's what we wanted to do. That was the missing piece. We're going to turn it to FMS and it'll go purple. Flaps can come up. And we've reached our initial altitude, so we're going to climb out now, and now the airplane is taking care of itself. We are in the air. And because we're on Unicom, let's see what the traffic situation is around us. We can stop the climb if we need to, but I don't see anything yet. Let's blast on out. I'm clearing us up to a higher altitude. We'll do 17 for now. We'll clear ourselves on up to 17,000 and then go from there. I'm going to program in the VNAV stuff in a little bit once we get up to altitude, because I'm not too worried about it here at here in the cruise. But let us definitely zoom in here. And Miami, this departure is, again, it's big and kind of, it takes some time. We can even vector ourselves if we are feeling impatient over to Gator, not because we'll make the yeah, we might fly over the field. I don't know. We might fly just... We could give ourselves direct Gator since we are the only aircraft in the area. But a lot of this is for high volumes of departing traffic. In fact, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to cut the corner. I don't feel bad about it. I'm clearing you to Gator. Just to keep us out of the way, I think there's more airplanes coming off of Fort Lauderdale too, so I just want to stay away from them. Just up to the north here in the Charlie. So we're just breaking all the rules. But this is, again, yeah, if you're flying this, a lot of the time, just due to how the airspace in Miami is structured, a lot of the time you have to fly that whole thing at 5,000 feet, and then at Gator, that's where the altitude restriction ends, and then you can actually start to climb. But that's all just due to the sequencing of aircraft into Miami and Fort Lauderdale and all those airports around in the greater Miami area. Chris, welcome aboard. Great to see you. Oh, the GTN 750 doesn't list it as one of the airplanes? As a compatible airplane? No, it does. It's there. Milvis Cessna 310R. As long, I assuming you're still talking about the GTN 750. And we are going to turn on engine anti-ice just for the moment as we climb on out, showing outside air temperature 3 degrees C. Climbing out toward Gator. Everybody, welcome. If you're just joining us, we have departed out of Miami here, heading down to Cancun, getting hopefully some sunshine. I haven't seen what the weather in Cancun is, but we can take a look and see what METAR app has to say. So we're looking for Mike uniform November. So right now Cancun is reporting wind 080 at 7 knots, VFR, broken clouds. We got scattered clouds at 1,500 and then broken at 25,000. 7-mile visibility and 25,000 foot ceiling, and altimeter 3001. And if we wanted to do QNHs, I forget how to switch that on this site. But thank you all for coming along. Great to see everybody here. Hope you all are doing well. Hope you all are flying fun places and seeing cool things. We've just departed out of Miami. We're flying over Miami Airport here in the soup. A little cloudy here. We should get a good view of, well, we probably won't get a good view of the Everglades at this point, but maybe Cuba, depending on what the clouds do. I'm going to keep bumping our altitude up. We're going to clear ourselves up to flight level 360. We are on Unicom with departure. Just continuing our climb out. Yeah, give it another try. It would be a good upgrade. It's a useful piece of kit in that plane, especially if you're doing stuff like this. It's just so much easier to work with on a screen. Whereas the 430 and the 530 are just kind of, it's a little tougher. So that's 17,000 for Gator. Otherwise, pretty quiet in VATSIM land. Looks like we got Atlanta Center, Tampa approach, and Orlando approach are online, but no Miami Center. So I'm gonna put on some tunes, and we will sit back and enjoy the cruise. Let me know if volume's good, and we haven't heard a ton on ATC tonight, but if anything comes through, we'll evaluate accordingly. Yeah, and I just usually unzip it straight to the community folder. I don't know how. But whatever workflow, whatever you got to do to get that folder in there. I did put throttles into MCT, didn't I? We can also do some of the stuff. Map settings. I wanted my vertical situation display up. And we can probably tell now, where are we at? We're at 24,000. 240. I'm actually going to increase our speed just a little bit. Make sure we stay above, ahead of the power curve while we do this. Gator 5,000 isn't going to happen. I mean, I would like to, let's just remove the constraint, because we gave ourselves the cut. Yeah, Chris, so you're 310 with the HJet and the 414. I've been looking at the 414, man. It looks good. I'm tempted. I'm tempted. Ruck, look at 36,000. Lulz at 36,000. Walkie at 308. So that's basically giving me my profile for the NOSAT stuff, which should work fine. But it is a good one. I've been looking at the 414. It looks pretty good. But yeah, the HJet. I mean, I had a lot of fun with the Vision Jet too. I don't know why. I thought it was just a different experience, but yeah, as far as heavy, what I love about the HJet and the Vision Jet a little bit is that it's all kind of fully packaged in one thing. So like you've got the checklist there for you. So I don't have to go open up a bunch of PDFs to figure out what the checklist is. It's right there, and I have a nice hardware button that I can hit to cycle through it. Oh, really? The engine sounds. You could talk me into it. You could talk me into it. I feel like we're in a little bit of a lull with planes for flight sim. I don't know what's next on the horizon, but might have to try one of those out. It's a quiet night here. I think we're flying over the, we're not going to spend very long in Florida now. And if we were following the SID, we would actually just be climbing out at Gator right now. So Gator would put us at 5,000 and climbing now. But the built-in checklists are nice for me. And with the some of the upgraded G3000 stuff is also fun. But it's also one of those things I've been like, I haven't flown the HJet that much. I should. Among many other things. The other thing we're gonna have to do is keep an eye on fuel for this one. We're a little, I mean, we've simply called it a block fuel of 2,400 pounds. And we have 2,500, so if the sim brief is off by that much, there's some reserve built in, but we'll just have to keep an eye on it. In fact, we can put up a status page here somewhere. Can I put the status here too? I thought you could, but I don't know. Oops. I'm still learning these windows, definitely. But it shouldn't be too difficult from this point. We're still climbing out. Once we get up to cruise, we'll click it back into FMS mode. FMS managed speed. As we head out over the Gulf. Key West out that way. Looks like we have some high-level clouds. So thank you all for coming along. Hope you all are doing well tonight. We're flying the HJet down to Cancun here in Air Adventures. We're going to take private jets. Fun places in this series. Fun tropical places that you don't usually fly. Well, you probably would actually fly to Cancun in a 7.3. It's full of 7.3s, but yeah, maybe there's a KC-130 we can zip some fuel off of. Boy, I don't know if I could air-to-air refuel this thing. Probably. I guess it'd be easier. Air-to-air refueling is tough. I guess, and also, you know, I shouldn't say that. We don't have a spout to drink with this plane yet. If it was on the side, I don't want any part of that. Yeah, I could entertain us with air refueling. Well, don't tempt me. If pain is entertaining... You say that, Chris, but we could absolutely 100% do that. I haven't practiced, though. I'm okay as long as the probe is in front of me, like it is on an F-18, but when you put it to the side, it gets really, really difficult. But that's, I think, partly because that's how I learned how to do it. But that's one of the skills. I mean, you don't, it's not like, right, it atrophies pretty quick. 230, we're coming up. We're still at, we need a little more. Hopefully this plane would be nice and stable for air-to-air refueling, but I don't know. I think this one we'd have to lean someone out with a hook or something. Lean someone out the side and have them push the probe in. Hook it up, like was it Top Gear, the Grand Tour, where they did the car-to-car refueling? Just like that. We could fly into the hold of a C5 and they could put fuel on that way. So yeah, we are in Vetsim, despite the lack of people you see or hear. Quiet night here in Miami Center. But we did get Miami ground, which is nice. I will always take some Miami ground. I need to get that clipped for Miami. And we're still in MCT2, so I'll have to bring that out of the detent. 1,000 feet to go. I wonder if this thing will show Mach. It probably will. Well, I guess it does down here. We're Mach 0.68. Up here in the flight levels with our HJet. Should be about an hour and a half cruise. We cut a little bit out with the with our shortcut too, so we will see what top of descent looks like here, but it's no time soon. It's saying we're landing at 16:05 UTC. Time now is in sim 14:53, so I'm a little behind. So it has us landing an hour and change. We also should probably go to standard 299er2 as we finish the climb out. Everything else is normal. Let's get the fuel page up. We can also turn engine anti-ice off. And we'll just keep an eye on the fuel. I haven't really had to push this plane's range very much, but it doesn't take that much because it's not that long range of an airplane. At least fully loaded. Is that Key West? I think it is. Three, 5, 7. We got a left turn in 3 seconds. And here we are. Where's that Mach 0.570? Oh, there it is. Mach 7.2. Let's do that. I'm just going to leave it in max continuous for the moment while we get up to our cruising speed. It's a lot of staring at synthetic vision today. Let's look outside the window too. We will keep an eye on ATC. I mean, I know we had Centimar Center was online. Central America, I presume. We are no, there are 3 arrivals coming into Cancun. We've got a United 1067 is a 738 coming from Chicago, from LAX. And then we've got United 200, which is a 739 coming from Chicago. We've actually got the whole Northeast lit up right now, which is kind of cool. Let's pull up. If I can pull up my live map here instead of talking to myself. Got decent representation, just missing Florida on the East Coast. Got a heck of a storm over Dallas, Fort Worth area. And it looks like we missed that too. That would be good to have a weather radar for. In the area, not much else. There's a 7.3. There's some planes out of Lauderdale. Planes out of Tampa. So, quiet in the Gulf tonight. We'll keep an eye on weather, make sure we don't have any storms coming up on us. That would be the other big wild card. Let's see. Let's look at the events too. What is going on in VATSIM world? I'm thinking might get the chance to stream on Saturday. Might be able to do a longer stream. Today is 8th, so the 10th. So we got Northern Crossings on Friday night, which is Minneapolis, Detroit, and Chicago. Doesn't look like any events on Saturday. So I don't know, we might do some 7-3 flying. I feel like I haven't done much 7-3. Maybe we should take the 310 out. I don't know. The nice thing about Saturday is that I probably have time to do multiple things. If we want to. That's the hope, at least. Let's check on this. We're still not quite hitting that speed. Just gonna bring it back and take off. And let it find itself. Still not quite hitting it, but not bad. We've got a ground speed, we're making 380. Across the ground, we're making good time. We've now nailed our landing time in a little bit. And we're gonna basically make the turn right over Key West. Oh, the music's not coming through, is it? Probably hasn't been this whole time. Because I think they changed the, Windows changed the thing. There it is. So I've just been jamming out and you guys haven't. That's what I get. Actually pretty good, get that just right. And it didn't really like that, did it? I had to mess with some settings a little bit. Maybe we'll do that. We'll treat that kind of as a, maybe a little test stream. Yeah, the GPU is maxed. We're at flight level 360. Jacob, welcome aboard. 360 down to Cancun. We probably got another 30 minutes at altitude. That's bothering me. Why is that going? Oh, well, now it's okay. Hmm. Yeah, I don't know why it kicks out like that. Is it going to catch up with that? Maybe. So we're heading up to Kanoa, and then we're getting on that second airway to fly all the way down to Cancun. And if we zoom out, you can just about kind of see where the where it's got our descent coming down. For here, it's just mostly a lot of water. But good night to fly in Vatsum if you're looking for somewhere to fly. At least in the east. And a little bit of the northwest. Thank you all for coming along tonight. Hope you all are having a good time flying fun places or flying vicariously through us here in the MG Flight FX Hondajet. Heading down to Cancun. Now we do have the Mako Simulations Cancun. Get installed, we'll check it out. It's a fun, interesting airport. In real life, you get a lot of interesting tales, as well as just about every old 737 that United can throw at it. So yeah, we're looking at doing something on Saturday. So if you're around, maybe if it's early enough, maybe mornings in Europe, we could brave that one. Or just grind away at some 7-3 ops, I don't know. But so far so good here in the HJet. We're out over the Gulf. Now if we do need to go somewhere, Cuba's going to be our read. That should be off to our left in about, oh, I don't know, 60, 70 miles. Let me see it out the window. Not quite. We should be able to by the end. Wait, it's cruising in the HJet. We are .com 1818 today. Keeping ourselves kind of private. Yeah, maybe we should get the 414 and try that out. It's a good idea. We could do some flying, and we could do all sorts of good flying actually. Oh yeah, Jacob, you've been flying a lot of the 310. Both are good. See, that's my fear, Chris. I don't feel I just worry about splitting my twin prop time, you know. Because I don't have that much twin prop time as it is. That's the thing that's always stopped me, but maybe. See, now you got me Googling it again. I am a twin, you know, I do like to get twin Cessna. You could always make a video about it too, which, you know, then it's a business expense. Oh, and the Caribou too, I forgot about that one. Oh man, too much to fly. Ah, Chris, you're winning me over, man. So we'll see. We'll find something to do. Oh, it's one of those, but dude, yeah. This flight's dangerous. Oh, so thank you all for coming along. Here on Wednesday night, a little off schedule. Got back from some travel on Sunday, and it just didn't happen Sunday night. Oh, that's kind of cool. It's like a green Alaska livery. So that's what I really do when I'm looking at getting an airplane. First, you say to yourself, all right, well, it's a business expense, because I can make a video about it. But second, I just go look at all the liveries you can get in FlightSim.to. And you gotta find a good one, otherwise, you know, what's the point? See, I really like the green one. That's a cool one. Era Alaska. I can dig that. But also just like, and that's the thing that, like, with the HJet, there's not that many different ones. But like, just like a nice standard one with a tail number baked in. See, that's a good looking plane. They've actually had a few since the last time I did this. Oh, medevac, there you go. I was going to do some medevac HJet stuff. Got a red one. We can make our own too. Lots of good ones. Ah, there's Cuba. You can see Cuba right there off our left wing. We're looking at about, we're heading up, we're almost on Kanoa now. We're probably about halfway there. What is Sim Toolkit Pro saying? It's in about 42 minutes. How does that square with us and our computer? 1607? Come on. Let's throw it back into MCT mode. Fuck this one. You do the 414 Cape Air. Liveries are important. The full throttle takeoff's really good. All right, it is a twin Cessna. Oh, I think you have to get it. Correct me if I'm wrong, Chris, but it through the FlySimware website. I don't know of anywhere else. Those Cape Air, yeah. So they used to fly the Cape Air stuff. A turbo. Oh, that was a turbocharged. I don't need to go into the flight levels, but I guess it's a nice option to have. You know, more Cuba. More Cuba. The thing I really like is I like the panel too. I think it's a cool looking panel. Lots of stuff. There's too many good airplanes, man. What am I gonna do? we may have to squeeze that into the budget. But now's probably, I mean, now's probably the time too, just because we're in not a lull, but a lull. In terms of new stuff, there's plenty to fly, but Chris should be a brand ambassador. They need to hire you. Alright, so we're still at 360 here. Let's see. No top of descent yet. I still gotta work on this. This has us going down shortly after. Is that Mupke? I can't really read it, but yeah, it looks like Mupke. Top descent, we'll throw that into VNAV mode. And let's pull up flight aware just to see what's going on. So here we are. And it looks like we are departing off of the 12. Yeah, so we're off the 12s. Looks like they're departing. They departed off at 12 right. I'd imagine this Delta 1939 is coming in for 12 left, but that's what would make sense to me. That doesn't mean that it is what has actually happened. So we'll play that by ear. Let me get a fresh weather check real quick. We got a little bit of time. We got a little time. Looks like the wind, yeah, still 080 at 4 knots. Altimeter 3002, 25 degrees C. Scattered clouds. And a little bit hazy. Ah, you can. Well, you're a pro. Chris, if you're hand flying, you're 414. We'll have to have a shootout. But it's probably good content. So thank you all for coming along. If you're just joining us, we are flying the HJet down to Cancun International Airport, Cancun, Mexico. We departed Miami, about a half hour ago. A little bit of ground ATC. Now we're just cruising over the Gulf. We've got Cuba off our left. And then we're going to start our descent into Cancun shortly. And Cancun's an interesting airport. It's a good approach. I haven't flown a ton in Mexico, but it is fun. We're looking at 1605. That's good. We're about maxing the speed. Chris is satisfied. Too many good planes. We're just overflowing with good planes in most of us right now. What is a guy to do? Well, weather should be good coming into Cancun. We should get a good view of the beach and stuff. A little hazy, but plenty of visibility. Trying to get our HJet work in. with air adventures. 414 probably good for some air adventures too. Man, I guess I just gotta fly more. That's probably the best way to deal with the problem of too many planes. No shortage of options. Cruising in our HJet here. We're looking good on fuel, actually. Looking pretty good. Probably about halfway there. Time now is 0030 in real life. What do I have it set in sim? Where is the time on this thing? Oh, right here. UTC 1520 1605. Yeah, that about fits. 40 minutes. And down to Cancun. Thank you all for coming along. Hope you all find fun places. Eddie, go for it. They should give Chris a commission. Yeah, that's true. And then that's one of the fun things about. Well, it can be one of the fun things about flying a sim. Those are some of my favorite things, at least in terms of like career add-ons and stuff, are the ones that make you stick with a plane for a little while. Because it's easy to bounce around and then, you know, a week goes by, you go on vacation, you forget. You kind of get knocked out of routine. So when you have that small group of planes you fly, it's helpful. I tend to accumulate them, but yeah, you do try to keep it to that's what I've done really with DCS more than anything. Is the realization that honestly I don't fly DCS that much, so I have a few planes, but I just am gonna I focus on one or two. That's kind of the primary. But it is fun when you have a plane and you know, are motivated to learn it really well. Those are always fun. And that's a lot about how I feel about the 310. Yeah, I definitely accumulate them. And it's easy to accumulate them. And then some probably get... It really does, though, self-select the ones you really like and fit a good niche that you like to fly in. I mean, it's the reason I don't have the Phoenix A320, really, because I just, of all the airliner time, I like to focus it in the 7.3 rather than bouncing back and forth. But you like the 414 right off the bat. It wasn't, it didn't have to grow on you. That's good. Yeah, I mean, I'd say the HJet's kind of my biz jet right now. I could knock off the rust on the CJ4. I've been kind of in a bush. Yeah, you haven't pulled on the Phoenix. Yeah, and the way I see it is, I don't fly the fly-by-wire that much. I mean, I have to dust off the cobwebs on that, so getting the Phoenix, meh. I'd have to fly the free version for a while and like it. Oh yeah, Jacob, you like the avionics update? We tried it out. It was good for the CJ4. Admittedly, I'm not the best at keeping up with what all is new and latest and greatest in the CJ4. I know they lost chart integration, I think, right? But so I'm not, up to date on the Rockwell Collins line, whatever suite it is, and what all they had modeled before and after. But it is good. It's very capable and straight in the sim now. I couldn't tell you that about the G3000 either, really. I don't have any special knowledge about that. CJ4's good. It's just, yeah, I don't know. I mean, the CJ4, I would tell anyone, and I've said this on channel, I mean, CJ4 to me is the perfect trainer plane for VATSIM. If I ever get around to doing a VATSIM guide or something, I would say anyone should start in the CJ4 because all the buttons and switches are easy. You're not messing with too many autopilot modes. You don't have an auto throttle, but it's good to learn how to take that in. But CJ4 gives you the FMS programming stuff in the simplest package, I think. That still directly translates to flying the bigger airliners. So that's almost how I see it, as kind of the trainer plane. Not in a bad way, but it's a perfectly capable airplane. But it's just nice because all the engine stuff and all the, like this airplane, is all streamlined. You press a button to run the engine. It's nice. But I've heard, I've seen people seem happy with it, so that's good. The only other one I kind of wish I had was the Longitude, but just to have a little bigger private jet, I guess. But that's when you boil down to it, that's going to be a similar experience to flying this thing. You're just a little bit more capable. And you also have to look at at this point, with all the planes out there, the way I almost think about it is there's different experiences that the planes are. So if I need my glass cockpit fix, I'm probably going to the HJet or the Vision Jet. Maybe the DA62 if I want to piston twin, but if you're looking for glass, which is fun, it's fun to fly glass. But steam gauge, 310, all day, every day. Doesn't have to be pure radio nav, but maybe add the 414 to the list. We just turned this into a twin Cessna channel. I mean, they exist in real life. And then, yeah, Boeing for airliners. 737. Specifically a Southwest 737. I didn't get the 900 either. Good view. Well, yeah, but I also think that, yeah, there's just a difference between, I think, more of the difference is the G3000 versus the Rockwell suite they have in it, which is more CRJ-like, because it's the same, I mean, same company with the CRJ. The 310 keeps you honest, yeah. But again, it's just, I feel guilty about it, but it's just, those are the different kind of flavors you can pick out. I'm trying to think of what else is coming out. I don't really know. I mean, all the airliners are probably a ways away at least. I don't think you see 777 till the summer at the earliest. I mean, I'm optimistic on 777, but A330's got to come soon, but I'm not really fiending for that. But that's more of a channel thing. I don't tend to make the big waves on the airliners because I'm not a real airline pilot. And people do a good job of those, covering those. But it's planes like these where I really feel like we can showcase them a little bit more. So rockin' HJet, the BA 146 RJ. That's another one I've looked at, the BA 146. Because yeah, kind of having that older school airliner thing. We've talked about the MD-82 too, but yeah, the 146 RJ. I just think the 146 is an ugly airplane. Don't tell the Brits that, but it's like a C5 but mini. The Fokker 100, yeah, is cool. Some classic airliners. We start to leave the realm of planes I know. I've never seen a BA. And I get why. I mean, it's a much more present thing. I mean, the BAE 146s are going to eventually replace the, at least it sounds like they're going to take on a lot of the Everett's air flying in Alaska that the DC-6s do now, so. Definitely opportunity. Yeah, Chris, the Airbus is, yeah, definitely, I think, certainly in terms of workflow and all the engine out, or the lights out, extinguished, philosophy behind the Airbuses. The engineering, is good. It reduces the workload. There's less you have to think about. And I could sit here and say, oh yeah, well, I like to be able to, I like to hit the button when I want to change flight levels or whatever, but I just get confused with the Airbus, and I haven't spent time learning the Airbus, and I could. But I like my Boeing. Not entirely for logical or piloting reasons. Also just because, I mean, the big ones, well, the Australian Post uses the BA 146s, a lot of cargo versions in Australia. See, we just don't, I've never seen one in person in the States. That's another element of the 7.3 thing for me, is I just, when I fly, I fly on a 737 usually. With the airlines that I fly and the places that I fly. I mean, they do have a lot of A320s out there too, but that's always kind of been the ubiquitous airplane to me. Which is, you know, inherently specific to my own experience. But yeah, the BA is fun. I mean, it looks cool. We got some clouds. We're going to be riding this cloud layer here. Pretty good. And we're also coming up on Mupke, which means we're going to be coming up on top of descent here in a minute. I will go ahead and activate Benev mode now. NOSAT's at 22,000, so we can actually go ahead and, just because it takes forever to scroll, let's take this down to 22,000. And we'll let the airplane dive bomb us down. We'll probably have to pop it out of MCT. That's fair. Something about the switches too. I just like the clicky clack of the PMDG switches. I enjoy that. It satisfies me for whatever reason. We're looking good. We got about 1,200 pounds of fuel left. We've used about 1,170 pounds. Let's just do a double check, make sure we're not seeing any those air traffic controllers. Nope, still pretty quiet. We did have a couple British Airways departing out of departing for Gatwick out of Cancun, which is another reason why Cancun's kind of fun, because you do get some like transcontinental flying. Oh yeah, you don't like the overhead? I do enjoy the overhead panel, for whatever reason. I just like running down, and maybe it's something about makes me feel smart to look at that kind of mess and say, no, that kind of makes sense to me. But also not. And it also helps to have some stuff like the landing lights bound to hardware switches. But yeah, I do like the sounds. I do, and in an airplane, I do appreciate a good clicky-clack sound for the switch. Always. Again, it's not, it just makes it feel good. Even if it's a little, I mean, arguably a little inflated. We're coming up on top of descent here after we pass Mupke. And then we should talk through this descent real quick. Here we are. Crossing Mupke, we're going to NOSAT here. That's going to be the start of our arrival. We're on the NOSAT 1 Bravo here into Cancun, which is going to take us down to flight level 220, maximum of 280 knots. We're not going to hit that. And then Hacho at 250, bring us down to 18, and then we're above 14,000 at Upmus. And then we're going to kind of get down to 3,000 feet as we make the turn down to Rydug and the initial approach fix. We should look at our approaches. We're going to plan for ILS for 12 left up on the north side. So we do have an ILS, or we could do one of the RNAVs. We could do the RNP from Rydug and just run that the whole way in. I don't want that ILS. We could do it. We could fly a DME arc. We could fly an 11 DME arc. Why not, right? The Loc 3. Well, you see, if we were smart, we would do this out at Rydug, because that kicks us right out here, and then we don't have to worry about that. What is that at Lettuce? I don't have that on my flight plan, do I? Because we go down. Oh no, we do have Lettuce. So if we wanted to fly an 11-mile DME arc, we could fly that. Or we can do the boring approach to the initial approach fix here at Rydug. Let's do it. We're not actually hand flying, so it's kind of pointless, but... Yeah, we're not hand flying, so let's just do this one just so it's not... We don't mess anything up. Procedures... I thought I put in the... I did put in the no set arrival. We want the ILS 3 for right from Rydug. Initial approach fix. We'll load that. Not approved for GPS. Understood. And we'll pick up this into nav. Into the nav frequency. And that's going to be 110.7. And the Cancun VOR DME, that's the Cancun DME, 113.6. Alright, so that's good. And then when we land, we're going to come in 2 left. We're going to vacate right. We'll probably, honestly, we're in no hurry to really, we'll keep speed up and go down to Alpha 3 and then just straight off at Delta to the general aviation apron. That'll be the plan. Coming up on Mupke now. Are we hitting top of descent? Not quite. We are in VNAV mode. So once we hit VNAV, I'm going to pull it out of MCT. And then everything else looks fine. We don't, we shouldn't have too many clouds coming in off the Gulf. Altimeter was still 3002 last I checked. Yeah, still 3002, wind still 080 at 4. Alright, so that's set up. Let's check back in. So you have it, so Eddie, is the 750, is it showing up in the 310? Or is it not showing up at all? We've started our descent. And yeah, you started out on a Tolis 819. That does it too, yeah. That might do it. Here we go. I gotta pull the power back. We have speed brakes too if we need it. The other thing to do is let's set our speed bugs for landing. We're got a V approach 122 VREF 117. That'll be fine. Oh, get it from the sim. 113 108. I don't know if I did that on takeoff. So it is in there, but it's not turning on. And you have battery on? Do you have your avionics on? If you're just getting it with, if you turn all your power on and avionics on and you're not getting it, I just check and make sure that nothing's broken on the airplane, like physically or with, you know, the failure simulations. If not, I don't know. I haven't really tried that one with the 310 in a while. I know we were having issues when we were flying our Transcon flight in it a couple times. So, so you do have avionics on. I don't know then. It may be bugged. I confess to not being up to date on the latest and greatest with the GTN. I have really leaned more towards the 530 and 430 since Transcon 22, just because we had that problem in the air and it was kind of tough to come back from. So I'm not sure. Sorry, I have problems with that. I don't know. That would be a shame if that wasn't working for a because that is it's a good thing to have with that plane. Yeah, I mean, the circuit breaker's in. You can check that. It's a good tip, Jacob. Yeah. There's Walkie. Here comes NOSAT. And we're just going to meet all these restrictions on the way down to 3,000 feet. Yeah, it might be bugged. I don't know. Trying to think if how I got it. If I've got it unbugged. You know, tell you what, I'm going to try it out. I'll try it Maybe not tonight, but in a little bit, maybe tomorrow. See if I can get mine to work. Because that's strange, it should be working, but I don't know what kind of compatibility issues linger. So now descending, what's the transition altitude here? We're not in the States, so we have to figure that out now too. Do they publish a transition altitude? So our transition altitude on this one is flight level 195, so 19,500, and I'm falling fast now. So it's just gonna pull, and that's what's probably happening, is it's saying 270 knots. I'm gonna bring out spoilers a little bit to help knock it back out of the barber pole. And see if we can't get it to recover. Here at 25,000, we need, what's the restriction? It's below 220. So we're actually, it's going to be a little tricky. We are well into the barber pole now. I wonder why that is. Let's bring speed brakes out and see if that helps at all. See, it goes a little too far, though, is my problem. So I'm just going to manually bring the power back. I bet I'm not in coupled mode. Maybe that's what's going on. Oh, auto throttle. So that's your problem. You gotta turn auto throttle on. I've been sitting here sitting like, oh, I know what I'm doing, and I've been flying this plane without auto throttle the whole time. It didn't matter, but it wasn't actually doing anything. And that's why you gotta be careful flying multiple planes. Because you look like a fool on the internet. Oh, 180 is the next altitude. Yeah, there's a button you have to press. It's not automatic. And that should put us right at 270. Figured it out. Alright, yeah, now you set that up. So you should get an auto throttle enunciation. I'm pretty sure I said that in the video that I posted, but I didn't follow my own advice. Auto throttle, that's running now. We're down at 270. We're making good time now. 1606. Time now is 1548. All right, so we're coming in. Thank you all for coming along, for just joining us. We are flying our HJet into Cancun International Airport. Checking out Mako Simulations Cancun. Fun airport. You get some unique tales. We are on VATSIM today. I don't know that we're going to have any friends on the ground to come see us. There's an American doing a long flight. The departures for Gatwick have departed. I think we're going to be next. Well, let me refresh, actually. We have 2 arrivals, one coming in from LA. which I don't see coming up on the screen. We are .com 1818 today. We're doing some... I gotta continue a descent. Oh, it's, don't do that. Sorry. I'm telling you how to do your job, autopilot, and not what I want to do. I'm just gonna set the next, response at 14,000. Let the airplane try and fix it if it can. I know speed brake's been extended. That's accurate. I'm just getting a lot of... It's bouncing around a lot. I don't know if we're just getting wind or what. I'm going to disengage and take control manually here. Just to make sure we're out of the danger zones. Coming up on Acho, I'm going to go full screen on the map too. We are doing a little bit. Oh no, I want to be at 18,000. I think that's the constraint. Now I'm all screwed up. Yeah, that's the constraint at Hacho's 18,000. So let's keep that going. Let's see if this is the problem. My VNAV profile got a little wonky. And that's why we stepped down the altitudes the way we do. We should be getting landfall here. Actually, you can just about see the beaches there. So here comes the beach. The hotel area should be around here. And then we'll fly out over the jungle. And we're now coming in. I'm going to re-establish VNAV in 14,000. Get to cross the path, and once it gets to that path, it can go ahead and fly on in. I think Hacho has a max 250 knots speed restriction. And then we do have the localizer frequency 110.7 tuned in on our nav radios. Cancun traffic, Hondajet.com 1818. We are in the NOSAT 1 Bravo. Arrival coming into Cancun from the east. Cancun traffic. Alright, and then once it crosses the line, it should intercept and continue the descent down to 14,000. And then 8,000, 6,000, 5,000, 3,000. And once we're down at 3,000, we've got a max of 200 knots. Which should work out just fine. Keep an eye on that vertical situation display. Thank you all for coming along, hanging out with us tonight on this pretty fun flight. Any of these flights from the U.S. at least, around this ring from basically Houston around to Miami are going to be two and a half hours. So it's a little, and maybe a little less than a 7-3. So these are good flights to do if you want to do. United does a lot at Southwest, does a lot. There's some Delta action too, and some Americans. You get all the big carriers. And we're actually below the transition altitude. So altimeter 3002. Altimeter 3002. And you can kind of see the path we're going to take. We're going to basically come on a long left downwind for the runway, then make a left kind of looping turn. coming to land. Still out a little over the water, a little bit of cloud cover over Cancun. Looks like we're gonna hit 14,000, so let's keep it going down to 8,000. Then the FMS speed should automatically work, but thank you all for coming along to join us. We are descending into Cancun. I gotta make sure we still get some views of the beach. It's a white patch here, I don't know why. We'll look at it though. Let's look over here. We are using our VNav here in the HJet to get down to our final altitude, 3,000 feet. And I'm going to go ahead and trust it and be ready to pull the plug if it doesn't work. No, we're pretty good on the path. So it's showing it's not installed. Did you extract the right folder? That would be the thing I'd check. Maybe you're a level up or a level down. There goes some of the white triangle or white squares. That would be what I would have done. So just monitoring it as we're coming down. Now for the landing, again, we've got an approach speed of 113 and VREF 108. This will be in the low hundreds on approach. We got plenty of runway. If we need it, we can go around. There's no terrain really to concern ourselves with here. It's pretty flat. So if we need to go around, we'll go around. Otherwise, we will put it down. But that's weird, Ed. I don't know why the content manager would say it's not installed. I feel like it says that it's Or it should have it installed. It's in there, and here comes the speed change. We're going down to 220 knots. So yeah, that's usually what I see as it's a folder level issue. We're getting it cached in now? Hey, there it is. That's the city of Cancun. I think down along here is the hotel zone. There's some more stuff scattered throughout, but... And then you see all this, just jungle. And then there's the airport right there. Making the turn now, we're coming up on 8,000 feet, 220 knots. And we will keep that coming down. Alright, so 7,000 coming in down. We're going down to 3,000 feet here, and then we'll just fly the procedure into Cancun. So thank you all for coming, for just joining us. We are setting up for the ILS approach for runway 12 left. We're on the ILS number 3 from Ryborg. Here on the NOSAT 1, I'm going to make a call to Cancun Traffic and let them know what we are doing. CancunTraffic.com 1818 HJet. We're on the NOSAT 1 Bravo. We're going to be shooting the ILS for runway 12 left. Cancun Traffic. Altitude might also be good to tell, but whatever. All right, so we're now basically on our long down when they're going to bring us down. I wish there'd be some more traffic here, but it's all right. And then we'll spend basically a hot minute at 3,000, then down to 2,000. Now, if we did want to be good pilots, there's probably some literature for before landing. All that's good. Descent, field elevation, should be okay. Altimeter has been set. Approach, seatbelt signs are adjusted and on. Passenger briefing has been completed. Cabin signs are set. Avionics are set. Landing data is set. We've got the ILS frequency punched in. CAS messages are good. Approach briefing is good. And when we get down, flaps will be in the takeoff and approach. D10, I believe we'll get under 200 knots. For that. We'll be hitting 200 at Bodam. Or Badam, or whatever that is. And then before landing, gear down, speed brakes retracted. Flaps to landing or approach. If there's ice, there's no ice. Airspeed down to VREF, and then we'll engage the autopilots. Coming down for 3,000 feet. And 200 knots. Align the heading, yes, notchkin. That would be a good thing to do, wouldn't it? Heading bug, we want to go down to, well, really, and we should also set the course. But, I can look that up. It's going to be about 1-2. I think it's 126 here. But maybe we shouldn't play guessing games. I'm going to lower the altitude to 2,000 once we meet that 3,000 foot constraint. And then our final approach course is going to be 125. That was pretty close. 125. Is this showing up anywhere? Don't think it is. Alright, so at this point we're going to turn. We're going to descend to 2,000 feet. I'm going to go ahead and take control. Go speed 180. And then we can pick up, we can go over to our localizer with a course of 125. And heading mode, we will go I want to make a left turn and a right turn. Left turn to intercept that final approach course. Flaps down to the takeoff approach, or to the approach setting. And then we will arm approach mode. No glide slope indication yet. We'll go ahead and continue our descent down to 2,000. And then once we turn out on final, it's a little disconcerting. Autopilot maneuver there. But that's all right. Let's see. The other thing we should do is maybe flight recorder. Should we have any interest in recording this flight and the results of it? We should be good at 2,000 feet here. So let's make the left-hand turn to intercept. Still not getting glide slope. 110.7 is what I got. 110.7 is in. I don't think we'd put it on nav mode, but whatever. We'll give it a shot. We do have the localizer. Yeah, we do have glide slope indication now as well. So nav mode would be helpful to put back in, although we've armed approach mode. It should automatically capture the localizer. Oh, this is coming in for the wrong. This is coming in for the wrong runway. I've got the wrong runway set up in there. So ignore the map. We're going for 1-2 left. That's probably set up for 1-2 right. Notation, that's good. Well, our passengers are thrill seekers, so let's not worry about that. They like high adventure stuff. They're gonna go swimming with sharks and whatnot. So, little airplane ride doesn't scare them, doesn't faze them. All right, so here we are. We're now relying entirely on the glide slope. Gear coming out. Bring the speed back some more, just to get prepped. And then I'm just gonna wipe this out so I'm not looking at it. The missed approach procedure for this, for the ILS approach for 1-2 left, we are going to turn left and go to Atmos at 3,000 feet. I guess I must have screwed that up later on too, because I could have swore we had 1-2 left in there. But nope, we've got it. Yeah, let's 3 for 1-2 right. Well, we do have a green diamond for the glide slope. And we're about 8 mile final for Cancun. Again, we're going to roll out and vacate right. Hopefully at Alpha 3. There's not a ton of taxiways between us and the one. I don't know if they'd send a GA plane like us in on 12 right. They might in real life, just because there's more taxiway exits. But it would also put you in the way of some bigger traffic. It is hazy though. We'll have to keep an eye out for the airport. Real hazy here at ground level. We've about got glide slope. There's glide slope. And we're crabbing a little bit too. I mean, it looks like we're just... Yeah, no, we're about right. I mean, the synthetic vision doesn't look like we're right, but... And it may struggle a little bit here. Let's bring the speed back further. I'm actually probably going to take control here in a minute. Bringing the speed down and go landing flaps. And hope it doesn't just nose over on us. Hazy day here on approach to Cancun. There's my runway. So that's synthetic vision. I mean, it just doesn't... It's not quite right. It's not lining up with what is in the real world. There must be a scenery artifact. Alright. And it's still nosing over pretty good. Let's take auto throttle off. We're landing flaps. Gear is down. Pretty green. Flight recorder is recording. We're getting slow and a little low, but not too bad. We've got the runway in sight. Let's make sure we land on the runway and not a taxiway. The runway is going to be the leftmost pavement, though. This is actually kind of low, almost low visibility. It's a little weird. I mean, they were saying 7 mile visibility. And, well, I mean, I don't know how accurately most of us is modeling it, but this is a little less than 7. It appears. Cancun traffic, Hondajet, .com 1818, short final land runway 12 left, Cancun. And now we're a little slow. Let's get some power back in. A little left too. Let's just fix the line up. We do have the field in sight. A little high on the pappies and the glide slope. For whatever that's worth in a little plane at this altitude. Look at that, we're even seeing the right numbers. 1-2 left. Let's bring it in and let's just hold it off the runway. I'm actually going to keep a little power in, so we're rolling out to the Alpha 3 back there. Now spoilers should auto deploy. Maybe not. We're going to roll it out to Alpha 3, vacate right here, and then taxi on down Alpha Delta to the GA ramp. Welcome to Cancun, everybody. Yeah, it's always foggy. Yeah, it's a foggy, hazy one. But I don't know that that's... I don't know that that's 7 surface miles. You think minus 180? No, minus 105 notation, thank you. I'll take some respect, please. I mean, the HJet, although to be fair, 105 isn't great in the HJet. I mean, the HJet's easy to really, like, lay it, really grease it down. I mean, this thing floats forever. So, you know, 105 is kind of cutting it and putting it down. Cancun traffic.com 1818 Hondajet has vacated runway 12 left. We're taxiing to GA ramp via Delta, Cancun. And we've got the terminal here. This would kind of be the American and Canadian terminal. And then further down on the other side are all the Mexican airlines. Right down here is GA, the GA ramp. And if you do go, you get from this terminal, I think it's Terminal C, if I remember right. You get some good views of all the biz jets down here. It's alright, it's impossible to tell. And I mean, what is the difference really between 180 and 105? Chris, thanks for coming along. Appreciate it. Have a great night. I'm going to definitely look at the 414. We'll see what we can get drummed up for this weekend. But I hope you have a good night. Thanks for coming along. We'll make the left turn here. Yeah, and we'll park on up with these guys waiting for us.
Autopilot.
Oh, thank you. Yeah. All right, we made it. Let's fire up this replay. But yeah, it's a good fun flight. And again, if you're flying in a 7-3 or an A320, there's a lot of good 2-hour flights from here, like from the U.S. to anywhere from kind of the Gulf Coast U.S. to here. The 510. I have not used the 510. That's the Mustang, right? I have not used the 510. Although I lose track of all those things. We're going to fire up a wing replay. Oh, there goes someone. That is American 135 heading for Miami. So they're actually doing the opposite of what we just did. So I've not seen that one, but let's see if I can get a good, or let's see if OBS is going to let me do this. So we got the, we got that going. So let's get back up into the air and do a little hazy landing replay. Oof. So yeah, definitely a very hazy day. Let's get some music. Nah. Oh, I should get off Batson too, shouldn't I? But it's just, yeah, this, especially coming in on the 12s, this approach is very forested. Yeah, I haven't tried the Mustang. I've heard good things. But I confess I haven't tried it. And let's see, there's the other terminal too. A little high there. Let's see here, just the float. Find a second float, and then put it down. But it is definitely one of those planes I feel like you could float down the runway the whole time. Waiting on the ATR, yeah, that'll be a good one. I wanted kind of the I was looking for the Dash 7 or something like that. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Thank you all for coming along. I'm going to talk us out, then we'll go do wing view replay to close it out all the way. But thank you all, as always, for coming along. It's great to see y'all, and you know, all the usual YouTube stuff helps. Like the stream if you had a good time, and there's more airplanes than we can a little bump there. We can fly, so definitely a lot of exciting stuff in Musfus these days, and we'll see if we can get Chris's 414 fix. See if we can get him a commission from Fly Somewhere. So thank you all for coming along. Have a great night. We'll probably have a stream on Saturday or sometime this weekend. That will be should have time for that. So we'll see what we end up doing for that. But yeah, thank you all for coming along, and let's play this out with a little bit of a wing view replay.